to gain. There was a glitch. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it just disconnected or what the fuck. That's been happening for the past few weeks. I swear to God, with Twitch, it's like there's always something. It's just not always the same thing. Where I will just have like weeks of the same fucking problem and the same fucking glitches or the same fucking whatever. Like my microphone was out for weeks on end, and then I was getting disconnected every like few minutes, and then it was the connection's fine, but now there's a fucking lag, and it's just like there's always a problem, but none of them are consistent. They just go away after a while, and then there's a new problem. It's like, what the fuck? How have y'all not figured that out yet? How have y'all not really figured that out yet? You would think. Yeah, we definitely did get cut off, so that's okay. I guess I'll just start exporting that. Okay. Cool. That's fine. It's alright. Okay, seeing if there's a lag. There is not. I sit so still sometimes that me and my friends think I'm buffering. Like I'll be on FaceTime or a video call and I'd just be so still that people are like, oh no, you froze. And I'm like, what? And they're like, whoa. Because they didn't realize I was just sitting incredibly still. And I do it to myself. Because I'm watching the video player play back. It's got like a 3-second delay. Usually, and sometimes I'll be sitting so still that I'm like, oh shit, did it buffer? But then when I go to talk, it's like, oh shit, nope. I was literally just fooled myself. Fooled myself. So it did. Yeah, it did. It fucking there's like a 2-hour video now. And then we just started at the beginning. It did. It's so annoying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's always something with Twitch. There's just, and I probably should switch to fucking lab streams or whatever, but like it's a lot to take on stuff that I really could care less about. I want to do tarot. I want to be able to talk to people. I want to be able to fucking spread the good word of the spirit of the fucking whoever you attribute it to. I just, I'm so over the technical side of things. I don't want to do it all myself. I get that some people are like, oh, I'm so impressive. I know all these technical skills. Cool. I'm far from interested in learning about computers, like on any level, in any way. Fuck this tech shit. I'm so over it. I love the abilities, the possibilities, capabilities that the tech shit provides. However, I am just like so over it. I don't want to learn another program. I don't want to fucking, and it's like, well, that's what it takes to be an artist. Not really. Y'all are so mind warped that you think you should have to do the job of 20 people because it's like what you want to do. Like, that's supposed to be 20 different people working on this project with you, essentially. Not really 20, but you know what I mean? It's too much. And the expectation that we're supposed to be like the creating the content and the music and the engineering and the producing and the edits and this and that. What the fuck, man? I'm doing my hair and makeup. Fuck. Come on, that's already a job. And then I'm streaming fucking live. I'm writing the script. There is no script, right? Um, Marketing too. I gotta promote the fuck out of this shit or nobody buys. Nobody does anything. You know what I mean? It's so fucking weird. We stepped into the age of the anti-artist and we don't even realize it. Because back in the day, if an artist was an artist, then like they had what it took to just, not have what it took. It's a lot of like luck and chance, but also like connections and money. But back in the day, it was like an artist was an artist, and now that everybody wants to or can be an artist, it's like, well, you got to prove that you can do what it takes by doing everything yourself. When in reality, none of these artists were their own fucking producers and shit. Like there's people that work with you. You know how many fucking credits a Beyonce album has? And then who? Oh, Beyonce did that. Beyonce's so good. Beyonce's amazing. Yes, she probably has one of the greatest voices of all time. However, as an artist or a musician, she's probably like okay. She's not even. It's not like she made the song. 75 fucking people made the song, made the album. Like, because she's an artist. She does have the best voice. Like, and that's why she doesn't have to do her own producing. She doesn't have to do her own mixing. She doesn't have to do her own levels and shit. Like, that's kind of the point. I feel like people should get more credit than just putting one name on it. I never understood artists who like have backing bands but just go by their own fucking solo name. It's very hard to fathom because once again, it's like dipping into narcissism. But Beyonce was really young when she got in the industry, so she had very little independence and she was marketed in the way that would sell, and she probably went along with anything they said because she was like 18 years old. Come on. Jay-Z fucking made her, you know. Anyway, yeah, so it's a lot. It takes time. So, yep. Yep. Right. Right. And the Spooky Kids era, nothing was better. Like, his solo stuff was more popular, but his work with the Spooky Kids, from like the songs to the artists to the band members, like, that's a lot. It was a lot. It was his whole aesthetic was born during that time. It is neat as fuck. It's like horror, but it was like art horror. But also fuck Marilyn Manson. I totally believe Evan Rachel Wood, whatever her name is. I believe what she's saying about him. He's creepy as fuck, always has been. And people like to see what they can get away with, really. So fuck. I'm a little less convinced by people like Amber Heard. It's a little more murky, but Evan Rachel Wood's been at this for years and tried to stay as anonymous as possible, and it wasn't until other people blasted her situation that anyone even associated him with the case. So I just feel like she's very genuine in doing what she needs to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Amber and Johnny sounds like they were at it back and forth a little more than like one person being the obvious victim, and that's why it's like really hard to just pin it all on her, even if she won. He's the better actor, right? Anyway, let's run the ad break before we get auto rolled. And I don't mind if we're just chilling. I'm not going to dig too deep. I got people to talk to. Probably not going to talk to anyone else, but down to just discuss some things because it is tough out there. And I'm thinking a lot while this stream is going on. So I'll just be right back. We'll see what happens. Okay, I am back, but on that little break, I'm gonna do something on Discord real quick. I'll share the link if. Don't switch, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna share the link to my. Okay. Oh, I can. What the fuck? Escape. Alright. Oh, yeah, I'm on here because I want to add someone. on Discord, and honestly, I don't know how. Find, no, okay, friends, add, search, add friend, new group. Nope. How do I do this? Oh, there's my inbox. I've been trying to figure that out for ages. Wow, that's so wild. Okay. How do I add people on Discord? This is my Discord. It's not super active yet because I'm still kind of getting the hang of Discord. It's something that people were requesting I do, and then not that many people join, so I don't really know. I don't know. How do I add someone on fucking Discord? Friends. Search? I sometimes feel like an old. Okay, add friend, add friend. There we go. Username and a tag. Okay. Abby. Oops. What the hell happened there? Okay. What the fuck was that? Sorry, I'm doing this because I don't want to forget. Sometimes that's the thing with having things like ADHD or whatever. There we go. 7-9. Okay, should stop saying this shit out loud. Cool. Send friend request. Didn't work. Oh my god, the capitalization has to be correct? That's wild. Cool. That's so wild. Got it. Yeah, like I don't know. I made one to play D&D like a long time ago, and stopped playing that campaign and haven't used Discord. And then someone was like, "Oh, you should get a Discord for your tarot stuff," and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, it's like it's cool. I love the idea because I love writing and I love posting. I love Reddit, so it's almost like having your own kind of personal group of people to share ideas, messages. It's like an open server, instant messenger, right, where you can leave voice clips or memos or notes and react to things and stuff, or share media, share pictures. But it's a little hard to get into for me, and I guess it's just because I've been putting so much time into Twitch lately that, like, I guess that's probably why it's been like that. And I feel like it's been so slow. Do I take a break? Like, it's almost like the holidays. Like, people are busy. It's Halloween, you know? It's like the weekend before Halloween weekend, right? Or 2 weeks. Either way, people want to fucking celebrate. Like, whatever. Oh, yeah. This was. No, we have this weekend. Will be the week before, and then, yeah. So, maybe that's why it's been slow. I don't know. But, maybe I just need to take a break and go party myself. Just kidding. I don't go to parties. I don't get invited to them. And even when I do, I usually can't commit. So, yeah. My little jokey jokes. Cool. I'm kind of at this point where I want to go do some other things, but I don't mind being. I was planning on streaming all night and doing more channel messages, but something's telling me to, like, kind of like work on some other stuff, like draw or painting's been calling me. Yeah, literally, exactly. Literally, that's what it comes down to. Is like, I don't want to be around drunk people. I really don't care how much you can drink. I don't care how often you drink. I don't care what you're drinking. If I drink, it's because it's like a ritualistic purpose, or it's gonna be one and done. Two at the very most, depending on how I'm feeling and who I'm with. Okay, so I feel that it's just not interesting. Like, people aren't interesting enough to make me want to go out. Oh, that sounds so pretentious, but I'm embracing the fact that I like Wes Anderson movies, and therefore I probably am pretentious. But they're good movies. I don't care. They're fucking hilarious. They're well made. They look good. They hold up over time. So good, you know? Dun, 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 dun. Mm. Because the thing is, I don't. Thank you. Thank you. That's why they drink, because it gives them an excuse to be absurd instead of interesting. It's like, if they can be controversial, they'll be as relevant as someone who's interesting genuinely for who they are, you know? Um, and I feel like there is a certain competitive nature that happens when you go out, go to parties, go to bars, go to clubs. Especially, I don't want to say especially for someone like me, but I have always been primarily single and uninterested in relationships, and I look the way I do, and I talk the way I do, and so it's very enticing for people, and I could give a fuck less who's giving me attention when, right? Like, I don't care, but it seems to piss everybody else off when I get it. Cool. Thank you. Take that as a compliment. The fuck? Um, I just want to sing. I don't live alone, so this is probably not an opportune time in the middle of the night to just be like wailing in my studio room down here, but kind of want to, in a sense. I'm very inspired lately too, and it's like there's never a good time to do it because like uh when I wake up, there's no one here, but my vocals aren't ready. And then by the time they're ready, there's people here. And by the time they're, quiet, they're sleeping. And I don't want to wake anybody up. And blah, blah, blah. It's okay, though. Figure it out. Get back on a human schedule. I might have to just take a break from streaming, even though you just got here. Not you tonight, but like more recently. I know I'm good at what I do. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like a slow, quiet night, and I didn't necessarily do as I had planned, but it's almost like I knew not to post the list, and maybe they'll just come up sometime during the week. Like, I think it was just supposed to be about Lou and Nico tonight, and that's okay, and I did that. Yeah. Well, things were getting real hype, and I was getting like new followers every time I streamed, and like subs every night, and it was like on the up and up, and then all of a sudden it is dead now. It's like dead, ghost town. And so I'm like, oh, it's probably like around the holidays when things slow down. Like people are literally partying. They're going out. They're decorating. They're doing costumes. They're like just fixated on other things. They're having a good time. They're happy. When people are happy and celebrating, they much less need tarot, than when they're miserable or waiting for the next thing or whatever the fuck, Okay, I think what I'll do is give it till the 3 hour mark and do some chant and see if Nico and Lou want to say anything else and just plan to do the other guys another night. And if in 30 minutes I decide not to leave, then I don't leave. If I even make it to 30 minutes like I want to. So, Nico always has really good advice. She always has really good advice. And Lou, like, has always resonated with my whole soul. I remember being 17 at Lollapalooza in 2009, and Lou Reed was playing. He wasn't even headlining. Like, he played like not a daytime set, but it was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock because it was still light out. And he played at the same time as Snoop Dogg because not even Snoop Dogg was headlining in 2009. Like, I think Radiohead was 2008, and so was not Lady Gaga, but Radiohead and Kanye. That was all 2008. So 2009, who headlined? Jane's Addiction. Um, I don't even know who the headliners would have been that year if Lou Reed and Snoop Dogg really weren't. Like, oh, Rage Against the Machine, Depeche Mode. Maybe it wasn't Rage. Was Rage there? No way. Yeah, no, they were there the year before. Holy shit, dude. I've seen some really cool bands live. I love that experience for myself. I love that I got into music in high school. That was, I mean, I wouldn't trade those times for the fucking world, you know? Um, cool. So I saw Lou Reed because festivals are even more awesome. I cannot explain how badly I want it. I have not been to a music festival in years. I went to one 3 years ago, like right before lockdown, and honestly, it fucking sucked so bad that I was like, man, I need to go back to my fucking roots. Like, come on. Like, I need to go to Lollapalooza. I need to go to Electric Forest. I need to fucking find, like, those little, like, I'd never been to Interlaken, but I'd love that shit, you know? Like, yeah, fuck it. I'd go to Warp Tour again just once. No, I don't think I could handle it. I don't know what the point would be. But I love, like I would go to like EDM fest. Yeah, no, I'm not that into emo. I'm kind of low key into emo, but like not to the point where I could listen to it all day long. I don't like people screaming. I don't like metal either. So it's probably just not really my scene as much as I want it to be or think it is or it was. I've been to Warped Tour like 3 times, maybe 3 times. I went in like 2006, 2005, 2005. No, yeah, no, yeah, 2005, 2008. And like maybe 2010. Why is that? No, it was like later than that. It was like a weird time. I went once and then once years later and then once again where it was like, whoa. Yeah. It was so cool. It was very hardcore. It smelled so bad. Of all the festivals I've ever been to, I shit you not, it's like hippies and wooks and ravers, they know how to cover up their smell. Like there's no other way to put it. They know what they're doing. They're fucking professionals at like roughing it out. And they bring baby wipes and they bring their oils and they bring their fucking sprays and their incense. And I just feel like the people of Warp Tour, especially because it's a 1 day event and not like a multi-day event, I just feel like they don't practice that great a hygiene to begin with. And so when you are put in that environment and everybody's wearing Vans, it's like, oh my god, yeah, it smells so bad. Like it just smelled so bad. I've been to so many events. That shit smelled so bad. That's like, why do I remember how it smelled? I hate that for myself. You know, that's disgusting. It's so disgusting. I can't imagine like a bigger festival than Warp Tour with the same crowd of like, whoa. I bet it would smell even worse. I know that sounds shitty of me, but lol. You know what Warp Tour should do? Like Warp Tour was really cool because like the whole aspect of the tour where it was like 1 day in every city, like that was dope as hell that they did that. That's a lot to pull off. Like it really is. And I get why they were like, dude, we just can't do it anymore. Especially with every city having different regulations and like COVID being an issue. Like I get it. Why? Oh my god, the endless tour of like so many different bands, like that would be so complicated, so much to organize, so much to run, so many people to employ. Totally don't blame them. Why don't they just do like the Vans Warped Fest instead of like a 1 day tour? Just like pick a place and just have a 3 day thing like everyone else, like a Lollapalooza for Warped Tour. But instead they have Riot Fest now, and it's like Vans, you could have done that. Like Warped could have done that. Like I don't know. I'm just saying they probably should have, and it would be cool if they did, but it would probably smell really bad. So yeah, music is a passion for sure for me, and I think I've been kind of wanting to sing all day and night, but I was like trying to get the mind right into streaming and whatnot. So basically, babbling, shooting the shit with you for the next 4 minutes, gonna roll my little ad, and then take 20 minutes to channel some messages and be out. Um, yeah, exactly. The remember when we were young bullshit or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, the Killers may have been on the. Oh, Kings of Leon, not the Killers. Kings of Leon. Although the Killers maybe too. Can't remember. Um, that's so funny. Killers may have been 2008. I don't even know. Yeah, so Kings of Leon was the other headliner in 2009. But yeah, Lou Reed was playing at the same time as Snoop Dogg. Okay, so I was like, I'm here to see Lou Reed, but I would love to see like just a Snoop song. Like I'd love to see Snoop play one time in my life, I guess. But I thought, Snoop is way younger than Lou Reed. Like I gotta go. I was at the Snoop crowd. It was because I don't know if you've been to Lollapalooza or Grant Park or whatever, but it's like basically two big stages at opposite ends of the park, and then like, I don't know, maybe 4, 6 little stages in between, like the little EDM stage here back when I went, and the kids stage here, and then like the 4 minor stages and 2 major stages. And it was fun. 10, 12. This was 2009 I'm talking about, so I have no idea what it's like now. But Snoop Dogg was playing at the like the south end of the park, and Lou Reed was playing at the north end of the park. And so we were like, all right, let's just catch like one Snoop song because he's an icon. So of course he's like running late, and I'm like, whatever, we'll wait it out. So he comes out on stage, and everybody's like screaming their heads off, and we're like really far back because we wanted to just dip out. And I'm telling you, I've never seen it. Like, I've obviously seen some crowds, but there is nothing like Snoop Dogg, because I think that at the time the festival drew, like, I think a younger crowd, a stoner crowd, a Chicago crowd, and everyone was there like to see Snoop. So I've not seen very many crowds like Snoop pulled that day, because at a festival like I've been to bigger festivals with more people, so it's like naturally there's going to be more. But for how small Lollapalooza really is, it was a huge crowd. And we're standing in the back, and he's running late, and he comes out, and everybody's fucking cheering, and I start hearing Lou Reed play, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm not getting through a whole fucking song of Snoop's right now. There's no way. I don't care. I gotta go. Like, I might be able to see him again sometime. Okay, I love that. Are you in a band? Did you play there? Like, what's going on with that? Please share. Like, do you make music and you didn't say anything, or you just happen to be back there and got to do it? Like, are you from Dallas? What's going on? Do I know you? Do I love you? No, I love that. That's fucking dope. Um, Very cool. Feel free to fucking share. It's like I said, we're just kind of chilling. Oh, let me run the ad so we don't get the auto roll. Okay, let me tell you this too. In 2009, I had a flip phone. That's what's cracking me up about this whole thing. Oh my God. I, first of all, love that for you and for the burlesque community. That sounds super hot. I've always been very curious and into burlesque. Um, I taught myself how to strip while hula hooping because I figured it would be a cool burlesque thing, but I just never really performed or got into it. And I love that. Sounds really exciting. Um, yeah, that is a very fun fact, by the way. Just FYI. So I'm fucking 17. I'm at Lollapalooza. I'm fucking Snoop's not rapping yet. He's not playing a song. He's just like, "What's up, Chicago?" And everybody's freaking out. And Lou Reed starts, and I'm with a friend, the friend I went with, and our other friend was like, we all promised each other we'd see Lou Reed together. So she's calling us like, "Dude, where the fuck are you?" We're like, "Meet us in the middle right now. I can hear fucking Sweet Jane." You know, he's opened with Sweet Jane. It's such an iconic moment in memory in my mind where we were literally like rushing to all get together at the festival to go see this fucking icon and punk legend perform in front of us while everyone else was distracted by Snoop Dogg. And I'm on my fucking flip phone in 2009, like, oh my God, I hear Sweet Jane. What a moment. What an epic moment. And so we get to the other side of the park. We meet up. We run together. We go, and there was hardly anybody there. Like, It was amazing. It was kind of sad because it's like, damn, y'all, like, he did die a few years after that, right? He died in like 2016. So what, 7 years later, he was literally dead. But everyone was at Snoop, so there was like us and some people, like, you know how at these festivals and with these big crowds, like the whole front is standing, the whole pit is standing, maybe moshing, and then like as you scatter out, you might see some people in chairs and some people standing, but there's more space, and then you get all the way back, and that's where like the sitting crowd is. Okay, Lou Reed, the people in the front were sitting down. It was like there was space in the pit, so we just like, well, I guess the pit was like the only spot that was like very densely packed, but like right outside the pit was like people fucking had their chairs out. Like we got so fucking close. I was like 15 feet from the stage and we showed up late. Like there was no crowd to fight. It was just wild that everybody chose Snoop. We basically got it, us and I would say at the most 500 people. At a, listen, at a music festival where literally 30,000 people are watching Snoop Dogg, there was probably 500 people at that show. It was incredible. It was like bright as fuck daytime. He just sat there playing his heart out. Like, I think I was rolling on ecstasy. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. It was incredible. I was taking pictures on my fucking smartphone that you could actually see him because we were that close. Like, it was just so good, and I'm so grateful that even my young self was smart enough to know like that was the only time in my whole fucking life that I was going to see Lou Reed, and I was going to see every song, and I was going to see his whole set, and Snoop Dogg could wait. Okay, like brilliant. So I very much I've loved the Velvet Underground since I was in high school, and Nico has always been my idol. I used to say in high school, like, I wanted to be her, I wanted to sound like her, I wanted to look like her. And then as I got older, I found out so much about her life that I never knew. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm really glad I'm not her. That sounds terrible. I feel so bad for her, you know? And so that in itself was a huge lesson to my younger self of like idolizing people, not really knowing what it took to get there and who they really are and what they had to go through to become who they became, right? But now I see maybe what I went through is to make me who I'm meant to become too. And that's what's so beautiful about the whole thing. It's all very full circle. And so for these two energies to be so prevalent in my life, especially because as much as I've loved the Velvet Underground, as long as some of my other favorite bands, I've always been kind of like, there were certain bands that I think their fan bases are associate. And so people associate me with them, like the Grateful Dead, because there's like a whole culture around it. Everyone knows I'm a Deadhead. I got the tattoo. Yeah, 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 yeah. But honestly, I've been listening to the Dead for less time than someone like the Velvet Underground. So like, it's not a love I talk about often, especially because it is kind of like not depressing music, but it's got some sad content to it. It's very romantic music, and romance can be very sad. And these were sad, heroin addicted people. And so when I started doing the Halloween oracles, the fact that both of them came up, it really, it's what makes me love what I do. It makes me not care if anybody watches these. It's like, I guess I just share in case anyone else finds it interesting or wants to hear what they have to say. And no one has to believe me, but we establish contact with, other people before. I'm sorry I didn't have the energy to really get into it with your friend. She showed me like that one image being, like I said, on the lawn drinking tall boys and screaming along to that song. And it was like, she was wet. I don't know if it was raining or she poured beer on herself. If that was like, she was like a party queen is the vibe I got. But I didn't have a lot of energy to get too deep into it. But I do enjoy what I do, and it does. I mean, it's just like Nico has been dead my whole life, and Lou Reed died, a few years ago. So like, it's one of those things where I never imagined in my lifetime I'd meet them or get to talk to them, and in some instances it wasn't possible at all. And so it's just an amazing feature or quality or skill or, part of my spiritual path that I am able to hone into these energies of the past and people who are deceased. And it's a connection that I never questioned. I don't think it only has confused me. I never questioned it. And then I also am like, I wonder how that does work. I wonder what it is, the science behind that, because I'm very much rooted in science. So that being said, I do feel like, yeah, we're gonna skip Jim and Jimmy and Freddie tonight. I really thought I've been saying it. I planned too big. I was almost gonna cancel my comedy night last night, and all the comedians were like, "Please don't cancel on us! Like, please, please, please don't cancel. It's gonna be fun." And it was awesome. Oh my God, Richard Pryor was so funny, just like I expected him to be. And Joan Rivers and Betty White were so adorable, and Robin Williams. Even Bob Saget was cracking me up. Like, it was so cool. It was so cool. I love what I do. It was a lot of fun. But tonight, I think the reason I felt pre-exhausted from this weekend is because I put too much on tonight. It was Nico and Lou's night to celebrate Nico's birthday. Jim had no place here. Jimmy had no place here. Freddie had no place here. They were all willing to show up, but Nico really just wanted it to be about her and Lou in the Velvet Underground tonight, I think. Because that really was an iconic time. And it's ironic that it was only a year of her life. Yeah. Like I said, I'm wrapping up. I'm gonna like smoke a little bit of this joint and see if they have any last messages and close out in the next 10 minutes. So I feel you. If you're not gonna wait up with me, I totally get it. It's late and it's low energy. It's an emotional day. So thank you for being here. And I hope that it was. I hope it meant something for you. I hope it was good. I hope you got a little bit out of it, or whatever messages you needed. Um, I brought up S Club 7 several times tonight, and I don't think you were here for any of them. But just now, I was hearing The Color of Blue. I don't know if you would know that song, or if your person really liked The Color Blue, or some kind of associate there, but it was like, and her name, the lead singer is Joe. I don't know if any of that's clicking, but the color of blue reminds me of you in my heart, or something like that. All right, so like I said, sorry, go to bed, do what you gotta do, closing up. Final messages. Nico speaks with an accent. She's very German, but like I've said, I have a super powerful connection to Nico, and so I channel her really well, and I learned my German accent by channeling her, and I guess watching American Horror Story. She says, music is very important, not just to me, but to life itself and everything I did. I'm glad that I made the music that I did. Getting to play is one thing, but to make a record is another. And I think that the touring can be very exhausting. People think that the record is the work, but it is so much fun to create it. The work is the travel, is the planning, is the tours, is the luggage, and all of that. The borders. It was all very, especially at the time that I was, it was very difficult. But the music was so important, the pieces that we made and the pieces that came together like a puzzle were just so incredible. I would not take anything back just because I would do things differently. And just because you might do things differently now doesn't mean that you weren't meant to do them in a certain way before, because part of the whole thing is to trust that you do know what you're doing and you do know what's good for you, and you do have to understand that if you are ever in doubt, even if it's yourself and another person, it is because you and your soul have doubt. And so if you're having doubt, then you must listen to that doubt, or it comes out in ways that look like these kids say toxic, like a toxic like, because if you let it fester, you doubt, then you lash out, then you want to question the world around you, and you get yourself into these situations where you cannot know, but you do know. That is the whole reason you do not know. It's cloudy because the answer is clear, but it's not the answer that you want. Okay, it is clear, but it is not the answer that you want. And so you say you don't know, um, or perhaps it's the answer you want, but it just doesn't appear that way. So you just tell yourself that you're unsure and you don't know and everything like that. But even still, then you do. And if you know, then don't ever let anybody talk you out of things that you know for yourself, because it is important not just to be who you are, but to do what you're meant to do. Because if you, you know, have a purpose, then you must live it and you must walk that path, because not everybody gets a purpose in life. Not everybody is divinely guided. Not everybody is in their alignment. Okay, and so if you are given this kind of purpose to walk, like to make music or to be a fashion or to call someone the person they call them a priest or something, you know, like a priest, then it's kind of like not everybody gets to do that. Some people only dream of going down the path that they want. So if you know that it is your purpose and it is not just a dream, then it is your duty, it is your responsibility as a person, and for the sake of the evolution of art and of humanity and of philosophy, that you do this. Okay? That is the thing. That is why no matter how tragic things were, no matter how bad things got, and no matter how crazy I was, I knew that I had to do it because it was what made me feel less at the end of the day. I think that I would not risk being in any countries that I couldn't have been in if I wasn't on dope. Okay? If I wasn't on dope. And I was risking it all and risking more than my citizenship or the passports by doing these hard drugs. But you know, that's what was punk rock. That was rock and roll, and it wasn't about getting people into drugs back then in those places. It wasn't like I wanted to get my fans into the scene, but they knew that I was doing it, so they knew that it was going to take a lot to get me to stick around and to get me to play, and that they would have to put their ass on the line too, just because of me being there. And it was punk rock. It was definitely punk rock. We did not listen to fucking anybody, and the kids got soft. The kids got soft. Mm. It's Nico, by the way. Channel Nico. So at the end of the day, I knew I had to be a tortured soul and be a bad influence and be somebody that a lot of people hated just because it was for the sake of the story. Because I was the heroine that fell from grace and became the villain over the course of a decade. You know, it went from, you know, me being the it girl of the 60s and the 70s to me being the junkie woman that died in the 80s. And it was a descent into hell, and it was the descent into madness, that's for sure. It was just, it's what it was. And it was always meant to be, because I had to pay back all of the things that I took from people, like their virginity or their children. Not that I kidnapped their children, but Ari, what did I do with Ari? You know, that was my karma, was losing him and to lose my own life so soon when I finally had him back. It was better for him that I wasn't there to disappoint him again and again and again, and it was karma for me to miss it, to miss the good times with him. Whenever I talk about Ari, I speak like a Frenchman, and I hated it, but it is who my son was. It is what I made him become by shipping him off to his grandparents' house. And so I think of him very fondly, but I know that I made those decisions for myself and for only me. I had to reckon with that, not just in my life, but in this life too. So I come back and I try to help and I try to say, yes, it was pretty fucked up and I should have done better. And feel lucky to live in a world where people care about each other a lot more than they did back then, in a sense, but also not knowing really what's real and what isn't must be quite confusing for all of you young people on computers and such things, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. This content and this TikTok and my song on there. It was fucking bad taste. It was very poor taste. I fucking did not like that at all. It was the most unpunk thing that could have fucking happened, to have that be on there like it was some charming little thing and nobody knew a goddamn thing about me. And it makes me want to tell everyone I was a fucking Nazi even when I wasn't, just so they would hate me, because I don't like to be so loved and admired anymore. So I couldn't do it. I'm glad that I'm out. I'm glad I'm not still there and I didn't have to watch all of it fall down like that because it was a shame what has happened. So the art of it all. Okay. Man, I'm telling you, when I click in, she goes hard. Because she could talk for hours, because at the end of the day, she didn't ever talk much in her interviews. She was always with Andy or Lou or somebody, and they would talk for her. She was basically a puppet to them, and they pretty much said whatever they wanted her to say for her. And then as she got older, she made less and less sense, and she did some good interviews in the between, but some very not so good ones towards the end. So she always did like to talk, but she lost the ability to make sense over time. So she likes to come back and talk like liquid, like divine, like this, just because it flows so gently from the lips. Okay, so. Um, I could just keep debating. We might be back tomorrow with the full lineup. She does have a lot to say. Or maybe I'll channel a message and make a video of it instead. Um, gather thoughts. It's like liquid. It's like endless stream of consciousness almost, and it go on forever. And honestly, it's just it creeps me out to be alone with dead people for too long. I suppose so. I think I am still gonna go. Like I said. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of music stuff and sit with them longer and probably resume birthday lineup tomorrow. This was good, insightful, inspiring, and I'm ready to work. I might even come back on here if the music venture doesn't go well this evening. Because I've got time. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thank you for everything. Thank you for listening and hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow, this evening, whatever it is, and keep going for Halloween. So okay, good night, good luck, and all that stuff. Hallelujah. I'm gonna roll some ads and skedaddle. So thanks again, and I love you so much, and I hope you tune in soon.